All right. Yes. And I'm going to turn my camera on so I can talk. Where is it? Where's my camera? There it is. All right. I don't even know if I need this. Maybe I don't need this. Maybe do I need this? Yeah, I need this. All right. I have to talk about this again, and I'm only going to be a minute. I have a question for you. What is the name of this instrument? What's the name of it? This goes to show you how ignorant people are. This is what I'm talking about. What is the name of this freaking instrument right here? What is the name of this? It's called a guitalele. The lele stands for in conjunction with the ukulele. Okay? The git in the word, or guitar in the word, just emphasizes the fact that it has 6 strings, and you can play guitar songs on here as well as ukulele songs. But what did I say in the last video that I did? I said that the guitalele was for the... What did I say? I said the guitalele was for to accompaniment the ukulele. That's what it's for. But this guy here, okay, let me go back here. Where'd he go? Maybe he's here. Here he is. This knucklehead. He's sitting here putting the guitalele down because he doesn't like the tuning. So he's saying that they made a problem calling this a guitalele, and that he doesn't understand. There is no child version of this instrument. Sure, you can use this as a travel guitar, and all these people say that. Okay? But this is not a travel guitar. What you see is what you get. There's no travel version of this. Okay? There is no travel version of this. Okay? No travel version. Okay? Did I turn the camera off? No, I didn't. Well, okay. I'll just leave it there. Okay? Alright. He also said that he doesn't understand that they had to come out with their own books, and that's where they made a mistake at. They failed to come out with their own books concerning this. Let me make sure this is on video. So, okay, let me do this so I can make sure that you're getting this. This, okay, was made for the guitalele. Okay? This was made for the guitalele. Alright? When they first put out the GL-1, they didn't have any books for it. What they had was online chord charts for it. And people that were teaching, the guitalele or reviewing it or demoing it on YouTube were giving you chord examples, letting you know how to find chords by moving your guitar up the neck and all that kind of stuff. They were showing you how to, and what they were saying, in a way, I don't blame them a little bit, because it was the guitar people that was talking about the guitalele more than it was the Hawaiians. Here we go with that word Hawaiian again. The Hawaiians were not making a big deal about this instrument, because they don't even call it a guitalele. They don't call it a guitar, anything in Hawaii. They call it a kenku, or they call it a gilau, or a gili, or something like that. It doesn't really address the fact that it's a guitar hybrid or ukulele hybrid, whichever one you want to call it. It's its own instrument. But these guys, like this guy here, is getting on here and saying all kinds of things, and all you got to do is understand that how this instrument was made. This instrument was made so that ukulele players could accompaniment themselves. Ukulele players could play 6 strings instead of 4. That's what this was made for. This was not made to compete with the guitar. It was not made to be a travel guitar. It was not made, okay, to be any of that. It was not made to try and make it easy for kids. I said this a dozen times. Like, look, the guitar has 6 strings, and it's a bigger range. How many times have I said this? If you are going to teach somebody how to play the guitar, teach them how to play the guitar. 6 strings is 6 strings. A full-size guitar is a full-size guitar. This is a totally different instrument. This has more in common with the ukulele than the guitar, and it's supposed to be. The extra 2 strings is to accompaniment ukuleles. So a ukuleleist can play a full C instead of playing this C. He can play this instead of this. See, one sounds louder than the other, and one sounds fuller than the other, and one has bass. Come on, man. Okay? That's what this was made for. This was not made to compete with the guitar or lie to people and say, oh, this is a travel guitar. Oh, you can let your kids are having trouble playing guitar. Let them play the ukulele or the guitalele. No, they have junior guitars for kids that want to play guitar. They have guitars with skinnier necks that are almost a little bit wider this way than this. But they have junior guitars that are just a little bit bigger than this that have skinnier necks for kids to learn how to play the guitar at a very small age. This is not a travel guitar. This is not for your kids. But let's hear a little bit about what this guy got to say. He got me stirred up. Second time I've seen this video. I don't know why he sent it back to me. But I put a bunch of comments on there. Okay? Let me turn this off. I'm going to go back here. Where is he? Where's his knucklehead at? Alright, I'm going to go about right here. Let us dumb behind talk a little bit.
Age-wise, I'd say the GL-1 is a great choice for players aged between 0 and 5 years old, but as I said, adults can use this, so there aren't really upper or lower age limits with this instrument. Personally, it's better if an instrument is slightly too small for a student than if it's slightly too big, because a smaller instrument is easier to play than a bigger one. But all that said, there are much better choices for people that have been practicing regularly for roughly 2 years. So I think, rather than fixating on the age of the player, I would view this as the perfect guitar to start with. Almost regardless of age, but especially for children. And then I would recommend looking into buying a larger guitar when you or your child...
I disagree. Then he changes his story up later anyway, but I still disagree.
...has played for roughly 2 years, depending on how often you are practicing. On to the most important thing you need to understand about this instrument if you buy one. The reason this is called a guitalele is because it's a crossbreed of a guitar and a ukulele. Obviously, hence the name.
He's right there, but he's also wrong there. It's the crossbeat of a guitar because it has 6 strings. But yes, you're also right as far as it is crossing the ukulele. Very well. It is to accompaniment the ukulele. That's why it has ukulele tuning. The tuning and the size of the GL-1 is a tenor size. It is a tenor ukulele with 6 strings. But he's making this whole thing, he's like really ripping this up into something else.
Guitarele. A ukulele has 4 strings, whereas a guitar has 6 strings. And the GL-1 is like a guitar in that it has 6 strings. However, the strings of a guitar are tuned to the notes E, B, G, D, A, and E. Whereas the 4 strings of a ukulele are tuned to the notes A, E, C, and G. Now this guitar...
Also too, his tuning is different for whatever kind of music he's playing in whatever kind of country, whatever country he's in. Obviously this is outside of the United States. We tune our guitars here. The regular guitar tuning is E, A, D, G, B, E. That's a regular tuning for a standard guitar here in the U.S. The standard tuning for a guitalele, okay, is 6 frets up, okay, and it is A, D, wait a minute. Yeah, wait, I done forgot. Oh, here it is right here. A, D, G, C, E, A. Yeah, there's a D. A, D, G, C, E, A. Okay, for a standard guitalele. Okay, so maybe if he was playing in our tuning, he would like the instruments better. Okay, standard tuning for a ukulele. His ukulele tuning, I think, is different too. Our ukulele tuning is G, C, E, A. Now, people, tune their ukuleles all kinds of ways. But whatever way they tune them, that's where it stays. And they learn everything in that, tuning, because the ukulele is a chromatic instrument. So you don't have to keep tuning it keep having different tunings for everything. And I talked about that yesterday. But he's really, I don't know, he's critical in a way that's not helping here. He really is.
Guitalele has been designed to be tuned to the notes of A, E, C, G, D, and A. So like a ukulele. On a side note, a ukulele has what we call re-entrant tuning, and so the 4th string is an octave higher than you might expect. Just ignore that if it means nothing to you. But the problem with the guitalele that everyone needs to understand
is
that it looks like a guitar, but is tuned like a ukulele. So from a learning perspective, giving this to a child to play is not only confusing, but potentially downright damaging to their musical development. Because
again, this is where he doesn't understand what's going on here. The guitalele was made to accompaniment the ukulele. The guitalele was made so that ukulele players could play 6 strings without leaving the ukulele and going to the guitar. That's what it's for. Okay? It's not, oh my God, it's not, he makes me want to cuss. It's not having any bloody thing to do with trying to compete with the guitar, be a travel guitar, be a guitar for kids, or any of that. There is no child version of the GL-1. You go get a GL-1, it's always going to be this size, it's always going to be this texture, have the strings on it, this string tension, and everything else. They don't make a child's version for the GL-1. What you see is what you play. And there's no changing of it except in colors. Oh my God, this guy. Where do these people come from?
they are playing the first string of what looks like a guitar, but they're hearing the note A instead of the note E. That is educationally, in my opinion, like telling them a spoon is called a fork. We learn through repetition and labeling our experiences, and then repeating and reinforcing the labels we give things. The label phone, the label hand, the label glasses, the label E, or was it A? I'm a guitarist first, but I also play ukulele professionally with 3 in the dark. So I switch between guitar and ukulele daily. In fact, multiple times a day as I teach both instruments professionally. And it is totally possible for the brain to switch from thinking in ukulele tuning, A, E, C, G, to guitar tuning, E, B, G, D, A, E. But they are visually fairly different instruments. To make the instruments look the same removes the visual cues that the instruments are actually different. Where does this leave us? Simply, buy a GL-1 because they are really good. There's a link in the description if that helps. As a parent, I know how hard it is to find time to do anything, but I recommend strongly that you tune it the same as a guitar and not like a ukulele or a guitalele.
Wrong.
That means you take the note A and you tune it down to E.
They have, if you want a guitar that's going to be a guitalele, they have, just like they have a baritone ukulele, they have a baritone guitalele as well. You can get a guitalele that is tuned the exact same way of a guitar. You don't take the GL-1 and tune it. Oh my God, I talked about this yesterday, how people just make these tunings, change these tunings without thinking. Like, oh God, I feel like I want to cuss and scream and pull what's left of my hair out. Like, oh my God, help us, Lord. Oh my goodness.
And that was down to the note E and not up to the note E. Otherwise, the string will likely snap, or if it doesn't, it's increasing the risk of it snapping at some point and the danger to your eyes and body in general. You then take the second string, which is E in ukulele tuning, and then tune that down to a B. And then continue this process, lowering the tuning of all the strings to match that of a guitar. Whereas the downside in this, the negative is that the string tension will be a lot lower, and that's most likely why they decided to tune this instrument the same tuning as a ukulele in the first place. Because the shorter the string length of an instrument, the lower the tension of the strings will be for the same notes. So you end up with slightly loose strings. However, personally it isn't that bad, and this negative is worth the benefit of reinforcing the correct connection between the visual aspect and the actual notes your child is hearing. Here's a guitalele tuned like a ukulele, and here's Mary Had a Little Lamb in this tuning. Here is the guitalele tuned in E like a guitar, and here's Mary Had a Little Lamb in this tuning. And finally, I'll play you some chords and then a small part of my own composition, Mysterious Waters, so that you can hear what is the best sound I can get out of this instrument to prove it isn't just a toy.
That's the best thing he said the whole video. Nice playing, but it sounds like a guitalele with lower tuning. It doesn't sound like a guitar. It doesn't sound better. It sounds like a guitalele in lower tuning, which, depending on what chords he's using, okay, it doesn't sound different at all, okay? Whatever, dude, you know, whatever. But I guess if him tuning his guitalele, I don't get that. That's kind of dumb though, because he's playing guitar, and I believe didn't he just say that he tunes his guitalele to the same as his guitar? And that don't make sense to me. Like, if you're playing the same tuning, okay, hopefully the dislike button works. Hopefully the dislike button works.
Personally, I keep my Yamaha GL-1 Guitalele tuned in E like a regular guitar, but you must do what you believe is best for you and, of course, your children. As always, this is all just my opinion, professional opinion, but still, just my opinion. Watch some more videos on this, discuss
not a professional opinion.
With friends, share this video far and wide, and as always, have a great day. My main point in this video, that tuning the Yamaha GL-1 like a ukulele is potentially damaging to a student's musical development, is debatable. Because the human brain is extremely powerful and can obviously learn to cope with the problems that different ways of tuning the GL-1 create. However, something that is not debatable is that if you tune the GL-1 the way it was made to be tuned, A, E, C, G, D, and A, then you won't be able to use guitar tab to play along with any of the famous songs you want to learn. Because guitar tab is written for guitars tuned to E, B, G, D, A, and E. So much music is available in guitar tab that it would be a massive disadvantage not to be able to access it because your instrument is tuned.
Again, let me do this again. Let's do this again. Again. Okay, and before they came out with this, they came out with books, or I'm sorry, you could go online and find chords for the Guitalele. When the Guitalele first came out, when it first came out on the market, you could go online and get chord charts to play the GL-1. Okay, there's no excuse for him trying to criticize, Yamaha for, tuning this A, D, G, C, E, A, because it wasn't made to accompaniment the guitar. It was made to accompaniment the goddamn ukulele. That is tuned G, C, E, A. What is so hard about that? I don't get what's so hard about that. I really don't. I don't understand what's so hard about that.
Tuned to a completely different set of notes. Finally, my personal belief is that all guitarists should also learn to read standard notations well. And again, if you start the learning process to read music on a guitalele tuned in A, then you are going to have to relearn the names of the notes found at each fret when you switch to a larger guitar tuned in E. If you want to learn to read music on an instrument tuned in A, then I strongly recommend that you do that on a ukulele and not a guitalele. And tune your Yamaha GL-1 Guitalele in E. Tuning in E also means you can use the huge number of guitar books and resources that exist to learn to play the music you love. So for me, however I look at it, the benefits of tuning the GL-1 like a guitar and not like a ukulele not only outweigh, but absolutely best the reasons why anyone would tune the GL-1 like a ukulele. I hope that's helped.
No, it's not.
Soundtuition.com.
Alright, this is my humble opinion. My humble opinion.
Welcome, it's George Master from Ingersoll Music, and today...
My humble opinion is you can tune a guitar anywhere you want to tune it. Here in America, obviously that's not where he's from. Here in America, we have all kinds of tunings for the guitar and any other instrument. We have all kinds of tunings for the ukulele. But for the ukulele, the most common tuning used, I have books in my closet where there's two other tunings that are very popular for the ukulele, especially if you live in Hawaii. But all across the globe, the common tuning for the ukulele is G, C, E, A. So therefore, since the GL-1 is here to accompaniment, let me check this. Since the GL-1 is here to accompaniment the ukulele, it would only make sense that the GL-1 would be tuned A, D, G, C, E, A. The A, D adding the two bass strings, like a guitar, to the G, C, E, A. Okay? So he wants to take the GL-1 and retune it, so because he has other uses for it, and he wants to make a whole, how long was that video? Like 30-minute video, I think it was, about how he thinks Yamaha is wrong for what they've done. They did not, again, I'm going to say this one more time, they were not trying to make a smaller guitar. They were not trying to make, okay, a travel guitar or a guitar for kids. They were trying to make a guitalele, which is a totally different instrument than a guitar. It has more in relation to the ukulele than it does the guitar. It was made to accompaniment the ukulele, or so that the ukuleleist could accompaniment himself. That's what it was made for. It was not made to compete or have anything to do with a guitar except the fact that it has 6 strings. And so somebody who wants to transition from guitar to ukulele but is worried about those 6 strings, then his mindset is just like the ukulele's mindset. We need those other 2 strings in order to make the ukulele sound better in a band setting, or to make certain songs sound better in a band setting. Okay, so, just, okay. But that's my video. I'm not going to hold you long. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. God bless.